What we do here is go back.
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Right here we got another motorhome in our shop for a little bit of fiberglass repair here. Literally a month ago we had this exact same thing with another motorhome and we're back at it again. We got some damage here and it looks like the owner got the motorhome snagged on something and the corner got all ripped off and is very loose as you see. And to complicate matters even more, it's actually been repaired once already and we can tell because there's actually been a bit of paint blending here and they didn't blend it very well, so you can kind of see a bit of color change, very white here, and then it kind of goes a bit dirtier color over here. We'll have to dig into that a bit, but we're going to start off by taking everything off and then start digging into some of that damage. So let's get to it. Alright guys, we just finished grinding all that off, so how did it go, Dad?
Well, it was kind of as what I was expecting. There was a previous repair in here before.
Yeah.
And I guess when we're grinding it out, we realized how many layers there were, and there's fiberglass on top of body filler.
Yeah,
on top of,
you can see all the different colors in here. Yeah.
So I dug it all out so that we're right back to the original again. And then everything's all tapered off to knife edge.
Yeah.
And that way we get a nice solid repair.
So, yeah, where are we going to go now?
We have to block it up so that it's not moving anymore.
Yeah, because it wants to swing out for some reason.
For the back side, we'll put tin tape in the back.
Oh, yeah.
To keep the resin from falling through, of course.
Give us a bit of a backer.
And then there's this one other spot here. It's just kind of like a bruised area here.
Oh, yeah.
And same thing. I didn't quite dig it all out. There's a previous repair also in the back of it.
Oh, wow.
So this has been hit a couple times.
No kidding.
So we'll just tin tape it from the back, and then we'll just do a small patch on that.
Okay, yeah, kind of an interesting repair definitely been damaged a couple times before.
Yeah, so we got to deal with what we have.
Yeah.
Could ever turn back time and do it all again? You know that I would. You know that I would. And if I could live it every night and do it all again, you know that I would. You know I would. 'Cause I got no regrets, no regrets. Looking back, wouldn't trade with nobody else. 'Cause I got no regrets, no regrets. Looking back on what's left, that's the wood. You know I would. You and I in the midnight sky will always shine. I've wasted time, and if there's nothing left for me, I would go every place I could. I would see every face I should, but I know that I find all the time as you're on my side. And now I'm awake in the middle of the night, wishing I had a little more time, thinking how all the years kept flying by, flying by. I'm awake in the middle of the night, I knew that everything would be alright, and if I knew what the end would feel like, it'd feel.
All right, guys, we got it all mocked up and in the right position. We even had to use a piece of angle iron, as we saw right in there, to get the gap all perfect. But now I think we're ready to get some fiberglass on there, right, Dad?
Yeah, we are all set to go. We did all the grinding. We put the tin tape in the back. The grinding is done so that it's to a knife edge
Right.
towards the back. That way we only have to do a repair from the front.
Yeah,
You know,
so this is a one-sided
That's
fiberglass
right.
repair.
Yeah, and now we're going to get ready to mix up some resin.
Yeah.
We got a resin here.
Nice.
We got the hardener here. This is unwaxed resin.
Okay.
Most consumer resin is waxed, but this isn't. So we have to add a little bit of this, which is
Okay.
just a finish additive, they call it, I think.
Yeah, air dry.
Air dry, yeah. So that just helps to, so it's dry, and then it's way easier for grinding because it doesn't have a gummy layer on top.
Okay.
And then this is the cloth. This is matting. We're gonna actually not use scissors for this. We're actually gonna break it by hand.
Yeah.
And that leaves nice, soft, fuzzy edges instead of harsh cut lines.
Yeah.
So we don't want to have like hard lines in our repair. So we're going to do it all by hand, tear it into pieces, and just basically use a paintbrush.
Cool.
And we're going to be dabbing, or daubing, some people call that.
Okay.
But basically, it's like getting the air bubbles out.
Yeah.
And
And pushing the resin in there at the same
yeah,
time.
yeah, and it basically compresses the fibers in, and that should be it.
Cool. Let's get fiberglassing. All right guys, it's the next day here and all the fiberglass is dry and now we're ready to start sanding. Turns out that the resin, I guess, had a bit of a reaction with the paint too. We got a little line here and all the paint was just dripping off. It was kind of weird, but now we can just start by grinding all this back. First, we actually have to dig out some screws here too. There's some hidden screws that are buried in the fiberglass. We're gonna be grinding it flat. We're using the big one so that we don't dig in too much because we wanna just make it as flush as possible. And then once that grinding is done, we're gonna start off by using some fiber reinforced body filler. This one's called mini fiber. It'll have fiber strands in the filler and that way it will fill all the low spots. So let's start grinding. Alright guys, we just finished all that filler work and it sanded off and it actually turned out really good. There's actually hardly any filler on here. Since that was rough filler, this is going to be the fine filler to give you that finish.
Yeah, there's always a little bit of pinholes and that fiberglass filler is quite porous.
Yeah.
We don't want our paint to have all these little pinholes in it. So we're going to just skim it with this stuff here, very thin coat.
Like you're painting with your finger.
Yeah.
Wow, that actually worked. All right, guys, now that we're done masking, we're gonna start mixing up our high build primer here. And what is this primer for, Dad?
It's surfacer primer. That's another name for it.
Okay.
And it just fills in the final pores and minor imperfections in the putty and the filler that we use.
And you do sand this out after?
Yeah, 320.
Okay.
And that gives us the perfect smooth surface for actually putting a paint on.
Right.
The next day.
Alright guys, we got this thing all masked up and now we're ready for some paint. Normally when you're working with fiberglass parts, you'd actually be spraying on gel coat, which is different than automotive paint because it actually is a bit thicker, and when you spray it, you actually have to polish it out at the end because it's a little bit rougher than normal paint. But since this was already repaired once and they did just spray it with automotive paint, we're just going to do the same thing and hopefully color match it better than they did. So let's go mix up that paint.
Days later.
tell me what to do. I'm not listening to you. Don't tell me what to say. It don't matter we're all the same. And love is blind. No one to blame. I'll be just fine. This feeling is contagious. I see it in our faces. The best way to be. My mind it always races. I just wanna be free. Tell me what to do. Tell me what to say. It don't matter anyway. Tell me what to do. I'm not listening to you. Don't tell me what to say. It don't matter anyway.
Perfect.
Don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to do.
Previous person that did the repair, I can't talk. And that previous person that did the repair just spray painted it, not spray, they just painted it. Fiberglass parts, that gives you the final finish. Oh, but we're not gonna be putting gel coat on. Man, I can't talk right now.